Good Wednesday evening, everybody. I just wanted to hop on here on my long drive home today to kind of let you know what's going on and what the trends are lately for next week. We haven't had a ton of snow this year. Our last decent snowstorm was a pretty good sized one, especially considering what we've got in the past couple of years. But I wanted to get on here and let you know what's going on. So here's the deal. We've got a low pressure system that is going to scoot across the country and probably looking at, if not pre-dawn hours on Tuesday, either a little bit before or somewhere around that time frame. So we could be affecting two commutes at least, possibly Tuesday morning, which will probably be the one that's least affected, and then again Tuesday afternoon, which would be the most affected. And depending on what happens, worst case scenario, we could also have Wednesday morning's commute affected a little bit. But everything's up in the air. And I know that people hate to hear this, but it is what it is this far out. And I don't like to hype anything up. I just want to let you guys know what the facts are. So I'm going to give you three different scenarios on what may happen. And they've been trending toward, well, I should say the GFS has been trending toward a more snowy or snowier solution. The Canadian model has been trending more rain, and then you look at the European model, it's somewhere in between. So we'll take a look at those independently. First, the GFS, which by the way has been so far, in my opinion, the most accurate so far this year, but that's not saying much. But the GFS has it where the low pressure system is going to transfer energy to a coastal low, and that coastal low is going to track somewhere near that 4070 classic benchmark for a nice New England nor'easter. So if that happens, we'll probably see mostly snow in Connecticut. We might have a opportunity to mix or change to rain along the shore, with moderate to heavy accumulations, especially north and west of I-84. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is with the European model. Well, it's tough to say, I guess. So the European model has somewhere, something in between, where it's a little bit to the north of that 4070 benchmark, not enough to make it all rain. However, it would be one of those situations where it probably starts out as snow, changes to rain along the shore, a mix inland, and one of those primarily snow in the hill towns and then in western Massachusetts. And the valleys of Connecticut and western Massachusetts are going to be affected as usual by being more of a mix. And that may be after a decent accumulation. What decent means at this point, I just don't know. And then the model that is really interesting, that's right now way out there, but who knows, the GFS could come in line with that model as well. And that model, which is the Canadian model, has the storm actually taking a path to the west of us. So the low pressure system would take a path to the west of us, which will always mean primarily rain, especially in the valleys and most of the inland Connecticut and shoreline, with maybe a mix in the northwest and northeast hills, with light to actually maybe even no accumulation. So, and that has a heavy rainstorm as well. We're looking at probably 1.5 inches of liquid precipitation. So we are looking at anywhere from, let's call it an average of 1 inch of liquid precipitation to 1.5 inches, and in some places, if all works out right, in northern Maine, I should say the shore line of Maine, we're looking at maybe 2 inches of liquid precipitation. If that stays all snow, that's 2 feet of snow. But that's sort of the way things are shaking out at this point. We'll know more as we go through the next few days, especially over the weekend. We'll see which way the trend is going. I don't have a personal opinion right now, and if I did, it would just be purely an educated guess, and I don't want to go there. But stay tuned the next few days, and we'll see how this all pans out. Everybody have a great night, and thanks for following. Take care.